Hello. In this video I want to talk to you about what it means to be in the rat race, and how to get out of it. So this will be the main topic of the clip. What does this rat race mean? It refers in some way to the fact that you work every month, you manage to make money, you have a very good job, but you keep spinning in a circle. You feel that from a financial point of view, you are not evolving. If you feel like in the last 6 months, 1 year, maybe even 2 years, you failed to go to the next level, which you consider the next step in your career, the next financial step, it means that you are spinning in the rat race. It means that you stay still, and stagnate. And this is a very unpleasant feeling, because from there can occur depressions, unhappiness, and all the bad things. The moment you feel like you're doing something, but you're spinning in vain, and you're not progressing, there are several ways to get out of this rat race. But first, you need to understand what money means. Money equals value. From now on, that's how you should think. Money is value. So when you want more money, you have to think about what value you can give to those around you, to make their lives better. And so you will receive more money. Don't think about how to make more money out of nothing. Money follows this value, so you have to create value for those around you. The more value you create for more people, the better. And the more money you will have. This is the wealth strategy. And think about it, why don't the people around you have money? Why aren't they rich? Why aren't you surrounded by rich people? Because they make a lot of money in vain, if they don't know how to make them work for them. The wealth strategy, or the mentality of the rich, is that they make money work for them while they sleep. The poor and the middle class work for their time. From now on, any activity you want to undertake, you have to think, how will you make money while sleeping? How will that activity bring you financial resources while you sleep? Any other activity will keep you in this rat race, whether you want to, or not. In general, there is talk of employees, that they are in this rat race. But they can also get rid of this thing, by learning investment skills. Because no one says to become an entrepreneur. Now this is the classic way, and everyone suggests this thing. You have to become an entrepreneur, this is the only way. No. This thing it's wrong. There are some people who feel good being employees. There are advantages, and disadvantages to being an entrepreneur. As are advantages, and disadvantages of being hired. When you are employed you have a safety, you know that you go those 8 hours, you work, and you receive money at the end of the month. As an entrepreneur, the risk is much higher. Most of the time, you don't get to have that salary slip at the end of the month. And this uncertainty is not good for everyone. For some it is good, it's energy, it motivates them, but for others it leads them to depression, and even to suicides, and other hard things. So, it is very important to see what's best for you. No one says it's better to become an entrepreneur, or employee, do what you like. Go your own way. What really matters, is what you do with the money, after you receive it at the end of the month. This is the most important thing. What do you do with the money? And ask yourself this question. What have you done so far with your salary? How much of that money? What percentage of that money did you make work for you? How much did you invest? This is the most important question. How much of the money you make did you invest? First of all, to get out of this rat race, you have to be open to learning new skills and new things regarding money. Because if until now, you have not become financially independent, and you are not happy when it comes to your finances, it means that you have done something wrong. So, assume you did something wrong, admit it, and be ready to learn from now on. Change yourself. Be willing to change, because most people are very stiff when it comes to this. You know what? They think, okay, does this man teach me finances? And in fact, they have very big problems with finances. Sometimes in life, you have to put your ego aside, especially when it comes to areas where you don't bring results. And there are some simple things, some simple subtleties, that will change your mindset, and make you have more money in the future. And the first change is the mentality, in which you learn to change the consumer side, in the producer. In which you learn not to be a simple consumer, but to learn to be an investor. And now, I want to say the best example. Take the phone out of your pocket, and see what brand it is. In general, most of you will have, either Samsung, or Apple. And now the question is next. You have a $1,000 iPhone. But how much money did you invest in Apple? Investment which could bring you maybe your money twice, 2 or 3 iPhones in a year. Here I mean as an investment. So we have $1,000 phones in our pockets, But we don't have investments of $1,000 a year. And this is the difference between rich and poor. When the rich man buys something, he first thinks of buying something that will make him an investor, and after that a consumer. And so, it is with all the brands you consume. From this moment on, change your mentality. And actually think about everything you buy, from the supermarket, from the store where you do your shopping, and you leave a lot of money there. Think about it. Okay, but how much money did I invest in this company? You don't have to invest exactly in that company, but the money you spend should be equal to the percentage you invest. From this moment on, to be 50-50. The amount you consume, that amount you invest. How much you invest, that you consume, nothing more, nothing less. The rich also have this margin, and the higher the investment, the faster you will get rich. Put 60, 70, 80% in investments, and the rest in consumption, the faster you will reach financial independence. After all, in finance is all about sacrifice, as it is in success. In all areas of your life, if you want to be the best, it's about sacrifices. And in finance, the more money you put aside, in order to invest, the faster you will become financially independent. The problem with this money set aside, is that most people think, well, I have to put it aside to work for me. They're thinking of starting a new business, and things like that. But these are things that consume, things that take time. And here comes the true mastery of money, to invest it in things that do not require work. Put them in things you can invest in while you sleep. This is an important fact all the time, this thing you need to keep in mind. The golden rule of investment, the golden rule of money. Make your money work for you, while you sleep. It is very important to do this thing. And I have heard this question too many times. But when will I be financially independent? When do I know I'm achieving that financial independence? And the answer is simple. Now look at how much money you earn at your job, because most people watching this video are employed. The majority of people in any society are represented by employees, which is not a bad thing, do not get me wrong. But look at your job, and the salary you have. And from the moment, when from these passive investments, which bring you money while you sleep, you will make more per month than from your job. Only then you can consider yourself financially independent. We are not talking about a specific amount, it can be $1,000, but you are financially independent. Because if you consume from that $1,000, $500, and apply that rule again, $500 consumption, and $500 you make work for you again. You learn to invest them, you are rich, and you are financially independent. Because there are people who earn $100,000 a year, and spend $110,000, with debts and stuff like that. So they are not financially independent. Instead, you can be financially independent with $1,000. That doesn't mean you have to limit yourself to that $1,000. It is usually good to make as much money as possible from your passive investments. To be 100% honest with you, when you are a freelancer or entrepreneur, you have the best chance to become financially independent. Because your income can increase exponentially, if you succeed. If you manage to make that business work, or become a good freelancer, which generates a lot of money, you can reach financial independence faster. In the idea of making that money work for you. But that's not the only way. Many prefer to remain employed, preferring to have that safety above the roof. But they learn to make money work for them, at the same time. Because maybe, guess what, their job fulfills them, and this is the most important thing. It is more important than any amount of money on this earth. It is important that your work fulfills you. But if your work still fulfills you, why not have a financial safety? Why think about money all the time? Why keep spinning in that rat race? Do I have money to pay for that? Can I go on vacation? If a financial situation arises, like I need to go to a doctor, do I have money to pay? You don't have to think about this, you don't need this stress on your head. You need to be creative in what you do. You have to think about what you do, your life, the things that really matter, and not the money itself. That's why it's important to have this safety net, that we will use, and it is called financial freedom. And with it, we can live a quiet life. And this we must do. Let's be creative. Let's do what we like. Whether it's entrepreneurship, freelance or employee. But it is very important that 50% of the income, to go to investments. This is the main rule. And the last point, with which I will end this clip, is that the vast majority of people make this mistake, when they start making money. What do? They take a loan for a new car, or for a new house. Which is wrong. You, first of all, when you make your first money, put it aside, and invest in things that will generate passive income. And with that passive income, you can pay for the car you want. Let's take a concrete example. Let's say you manage to put it aside in a few years to buy an apartment. Well, with that money from the apartment, from the rent of the apartment, you can pay your monthly rate for the car. Instead of doing like the majority, directly making a loan for your car, and always giving money, and stay in that rat race. Not really having money, and staying at the same level. No, that's not for you. If you want to grow, and have assets, this is what you have to do. So first, with your money you buy assets, and those assets will buy the toys you want later. Because after all are just toys, cars, watches, clothes, etc. I think you got the idea. I hope this clip will help you get out of the rat race as soon as possible. And until next time, I wish you all the best.